So actually, we as a consumer, we don't
Are you
really
aware
know
of the
that.
average fee per unit?
All of you are kings and queens in your own home with your own throne, and you can sit up and decide and let the business continue to woo you.
Welcome to another episode of Consumer Voice. This is the in-house program of the Consumer Protection Council, CPC, that tells you all about your rights as a consumer and what to do whenever you feel they have been breached. Today's topic, consumer issues in the banking sector, promises to be very educative. The banking sector is dotted with innovations of all kinds, which have made life easier for consumers, but in the same way there are innovations, so are challenges being faced by consumers in the sector. This episode will focus on the various complaints received by CPC from consumers of banking services. To discuss this, I have with me in the studio a representative from Central Bank of Nigeria. You can expect this episode to be informative. Still on the program are our usual segments. But first, this is what consumers are saying.
With regards to the financial charges, I don't really have much to say because I feel like whatever it is, the government has to generate revenue. You know, as long as the government can educate people as to the importance of this revenue generation, I think it will be for the benefit of the entire nation in the long run. So I think it's something that people need to be educated about because a lot of people don't even understand why they're paying these things.
You know, sometimes you come to ATM to withdraw money, you are short, you are debited, but you are not. They won't dispense the cash. Sometimes the ATM will tell you it's service unavailable. Yeah, and, you know, Consumer Protection Council is supposed to come in some those aspects to intervene, so that all those things will be put in place.
I'm a victim of charging of banks. Small SMS they will charge, small this they will charge. At times they will end up giving you the same message 3-4 times, and they will charge you 4 times. They should know what they are doing to the masses, because without us they will not be there. Without the customer there will be no existence of bank. But they should do something. They should do something by not charging this multiple charge.
You see, banks is another sector, and they are running. They have staffs. They have other people that So with the charges, it's only that they should try and bring out the charges low. They should bring it low because they are maintaining a lot of things. And without money that can maintain that one or employ people to maintain that charges, the charge is supposed to be there, but let it be low.
Welcome back. Today I have with me in the studio Hajia Hadija Kassim, Deputy Director, Head Consumer Education at the Consumer Protection Department of the CBN. Welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Also with her is Mr. Aminu Mohammed, Team Lead, Complaint Management Division, also a member of the Consumer Protection Department at the CBN. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, top on my list of questions would be, the CPC is getting a high rate of complaints coming from consumers based on bank charges, excessive bank charges. In 2013, the CBN started to phase out COT and replace that in 2016 with the current account maintenance fee. What is this current account maintenance fee?
Well, the current account maintenance fee is a fee introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria to actually, defray some of the costs that have been incurred by the banks, operational costs. Because if you look at the environment, the operational cost is very high. And also to add to that, the account maintenance fee is negotiable. The cap is 1 naira per mil, and a customer can walk into the bank and negotiate even a fee. So which means he is not going to pay anything, even if he carries out transaction on his account. And on the issue of banks charging on savings account, they are not allowed to charge on savings account. If any customer is charged, because the name is current account, negotiable current account maintenance fee. So if it's being charged on a savings account, the customer should complain to the bank.
Okay. Now, still on this excessive bank charges, we have situations where we have duplicated charges. So you have someone who is just coming to the bank to do an electronic transfer. You know, he's being charged for that electronic transfer, but then he's still charged for the transfer form.
Well, there is no provision for charging for transfer form. That also, like we said, because we at the CBN, we don't know the operational end, but we set out the rules. The banks are not to charge for forms. So if a bank charged for any form, the customer should ask why. And if the bank refuses to reverse that charge, it should come to the CBN.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Hajia, cashless society, that's what we're all talking about. The initiative, I must say, is laudable. However, we do know that the rationale behind a cashless society is to reduce or decongest our banking halls, and also to reduce the cost of cash management by the commercial banks. However, we've seen long queues at our ATM. We've seen, since the release of this card payment systems, we've seen a lot of issues on card issues coming up. What is the CBN doing to protect the consumers in this regard?
The creation of the Consumer Protection Department in the Central Bank of Nigeria, it's a way forward by the central bank to protect all consumers or customers of financial institutions. I agree with you. The cashless program is a laudable one, and the congestions that we're having at maybe ATMs and what have you, I will attribute to attitudinal. You know, we have these cards. We can use them to make payments at POS terminals. We can make electronic transfers. But you see, habits die hard. You have a card. Instead of using that card to effect different kinds of payments or make transfers or use them for different purposes that you require, an average Nigerian will rather go to withdraw cash and then come and make payments with the same cash at places where you have terminals that you can use the card to make such payments. We're not saying that, you know, cashless is eradicating the use of cash completely. You can have little cash for emergencies, but honestly, if you take a place like Abuja, almost everywhere you go, even in the suburbs, you find POS terminals. But typical of us, we want to go and make sure that we withdraw that cash, put in our wallets or in our pockets and go to make payments. So I will advise consumers or customers of banks that this is a laudable program which has made payment to be very easy and seamless.
Just as a follow-up to what you've just said,
Yeah.
what is the CBN doing
Yes.
to monitor the systems in place and ensure that banks are not stepping out of line?
Oh, certainly, there's a lot we're doing. You see, in the Consumer Protection Department, we have a division that we call Market Conduct.
Okay.
They are in charge of looking at trends in the market, seeing what is happening, maybe some of the regulations we've issued out. How are the regulations being adhered to? Are the banks adhering to them or not? Are issues arising from some of the regulations or guidelines we have issued? They look at these things from the report or feedback that we receive, even the complaints that come to us. And this very division, in collaboration with Aminu's division, the Complaints Management Division, they undertake what we call compliance examinations. At times like that, we discover certain irregularities, if I'll call them,